I know what most of the viewers are thinking at this point while they're watching me direct and stuff. They're going, well, this guy can't be serious. He wants me to actually get involved like that. He wants me to actually dance like that. He wants me to actually direct like that. Yeah, why not? You guys have great personalities. All you gotta do is look for them. You just have to get totally involved. And it really brings out your personality if you really, really try. And if that means having a sambuca shot to start the day off, well, that's what it means. You know, having a shot of whiskey or something, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But the key thing is that you have to get involved with the day. To be part of the day, you have to be totally involved. I used to tell my cameramen, never step outside the aura of the day. Meaning, if you got a couple and you got their bridal party and they're all, you know, having a good time, you should be in there. That makes them comfortable, that makes you comfortable, and that makes them extremely comfortable in front of the camera. And then, by telling them not to look at the camera, and by telling them, you know, to look in like 3 feet that way, or 3 feet that way, or 3 feet that way, or 3 feet that way, what you're doing is you're enabling them to look very natural in front of the camera. See, they're looking off to the side. So that's another key point. Tell them never to look at the camera. The biggest mistake they can make is to look at the camera, because the minute they do, they give away the whole idea that they're being filmed. If they're always looking away, and if they're always looking away, talking to the wall, it looks very natural, especially when you put music over it. So that's another key factor. The other thing, if you've had a bad day the night before, if you've had a bad day, it doesn't matter. Because you have to realize something. This is very, very important. It doesn't matter how many times you do this. It doesn't matter if you do it 150 times. The key thing is, this is their one and only day. So you got to be in a good mood. And you got to come across great. Because, number one, you got to make the day for them. You got to have a good time with them. And number two, that bridal party that's watching you, they're your future clients. I've had couples come back to me and say, 6 years later, I was the little boy in the bridal party. Yeah, you know what? I have to have you videotape my wedding because you made the day. You made it happen. My biggest sales here is that, listen, last thing you want is some guy showing up at your wedding who's totally mush, sitting around going, what do I do next? Hey guys, do something. What do you guys want to do? And you know, that's the last thing you want showing up at your wedding. That's how I get my biggest sales, because I show them that we're totally involved. We're totally hyped out. We're going to make the day. Even if it rains, even if it pours, we're in a great spirits, great mood all the time. Sometimes that means on my way to the bride's house, or even the night before, I start thinking of the bride and groom and getting myself hyped out, getting myself totally prepared mentally, like, you know, like totally into the music and totally into all the ideas that I'm about to go out there and film and stuff like that. So you should always know what you're about to go out and film. Also, you should look over your information to see how far distances are between locations, so you know exactly how much time you should be giving yourself. That should already be prepared way before the wedding anyway, because you should have already talked to the client. But even the day of the wedding, you should look it over just so you get a general idea in case of traffic jams, weather, so on and so forth. Also, make sure that you're looking good, making sure that when you show up that you're totally prepared for the job. Because as soon as you show up, the bridal party's waiting to look at you to see roughly what kind of day they're going to have. They're going to have somewhat of a whatever day they're going to have no matter what, but if you could certainly get involved, start off the day right, you can make it happen. The night before, you should be preparing your information sheets, meaning the information sheets on where they live, how far apart they live. You should be checking out the weather. If you need more time, you should call them up and let them know that, hey, listen, we're having bad weather outside. You should be totally professional. You should know everything that you're about to go out there and do. You should be totally dressed up. Well, you know what I do in the summertime sometimes? I'll bring 2 or 3 shirts with me. So maybe if during the day I'll be wearing a different shirt, and in the evening I'll change into a suit. Because during the day it might be really hot, and then in the evening we're going to be in air conditioning, so I'll put on the suit. You should look professional at all times. Believe me, this will pay off in the long run 10 times over. When we originally started doing sales and dealing with clients, we actually used to go to their house. I used to drive for like an hour, bring along a little demo tape, and I'd take it to their house and I'd stick it into the VCR and we'd play it. You know, that was my way of dealing with clients back then. I didn't even have an office. Started off going to their house and doing demonstrations and dealing with them. Then I developed an area in my house, and now we have an office. But no matter what we ever did, whether it was the office, whether it was here, there, wherever, we made sure we kept certain concepts in mind. Now I'm about to go over those concepts, okay? But before we do that, or while we're doing that, I'd like to go through my office and show you how we have it set up. So this would be the entrance to our office. The outside, actually, let's go for a walk. Come on. Come on. Again, whether it be my house or whether it be my office, it's a nice environment. You want to take a pan across there?